Take a look at the headlines. People are still trying to figure out what caused Bitcoin to dump over the weekend. Of course, we saw it go up to 12,200 and then all of a sudden go down to 10,500, but now it's starting to come back up. Why did this happen? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain again why I think it happened, but more importantly, go over two other precious metals that actually saw the same type of dip last week. Lastly, I want to showcase the fear and greed index. I looked at it yesterday and I was quite shocked where it's at, and I think you will be too. So looking at my screen, I just did a simple search on Bitcoin and take a look. Every article, every columnist, analyst is still talking about this flash crash where $1 billion worth of Bitcoin longs were liquidated. You could see Yahoo Finance, Forbes, Cointelegraph. Those of us that's been in a game since 2017 and before, we have seen this. There's plenty of volatility, and usually there's a flash crash when there's just too much FOMO, too much greed, and too much leverage longs going into Bitcoin. This is a classic shakeout. We have seen many before, and this time is no different. In fact, I think this one is mild compared to some of the ones we've seen before, right? Like hitting 8,500 not too long ago. But take a look at Bitcoin now, 11,300. We're basically right where we were last week. In fact, a little bit higher. And Bitcoin looks to continue. But I want to look at a couple of other precious metals that actually experienced the same exact thing. It happened a little bit earlier with these precious metals, and we could see what happened to them afterwards because I think Bitcoin may mimic it. First up, let's look at silver. Silver is a popular one that a lot of people prefer over gold because it simply moves faster. In recent times, not so much, but take a look. Right around July 28th, this is a little bit before the Bitcoin flash crash, but as you can see, man, silver had a really good run up. I'm talking about from $19 all the way up to about $28, and that's within basically a few weeks. That's a good run up. And guess what happened? Once silver peaked right around here, right around $28, and went all the way down to about $22, approximately 15%. That's a big drop, especially when we're talking about a non-crypto, a precious metal like silver. The market cap is enormous, but it happened with silver. And what happened afterwards? Well, it recovered. There was a slight dip here, but overall, since then, silver has been just going sideways and it's hovering around $24. So it's not at all-time highs right now, but it's at the same level it was before this really crazy pump and dump, right? And it's doing its thing. It's still holding. And I expect it to continue to hold because of what's going on around the world and fears of inflation. Now, next, let's look at gold. This is the popular one, right? Take a look. Gold's run up recently has been very impressive, but if you calculate percentage-wise, it's not nearly as impressive as silver or Bitcoin. But take a look. The run up is still very, very good. About 1,800, was it July 16th? And it ran up, right? And it peaked right around 1980, right below 2000. And guess what? It had the same kind of dip. This time around, only about 3.76. But for gold, that's a lot. You could see gold doesn't really move that much, and the overall percentage is still relatively low. So this is a drastic drop for gold over a single day. But gold, very different from silver. After the dip, it recovered about more than halfway, and since then, it's been going up and up and up and up. At one point, it did almost hit 2,000. It came back down, but still, it's much higher now than before this pump and dump. So that's what happened with silver and gold. So as you can see, as large as they are, they're still being manipulated. These whales, these Wall Street guys, they know what they're doing and they have plenty of money. Gold with a market cap of $10 trillion can still have a crash like this. So yeah, that shows you this kind of volatility in Bitcoin, it's going to be here for a while. Bitcoin's market cap is obviously much smaller than both of these. But still, that's why we're in it, because the volatility is there. You got to be smart because there's going to be bad days and then there's going to be good days. And I'm talking about very, very, very good days and weeks and months. And going into 2021, we have about 4 months left of this year. We can see some really volatile upwards movement for Bitcoin. And that's what we want to see. So what's the point of me showing you these charts for silver and gold? Well, take a look at what happened with silver. It recovered and it's going sideways. Gold recovered and it's going up. So I do believe Bitcoin is going to see one of these two scenarios. Right now, Bitcoin's around 11,344. Let's just say round up to 400. We could be going up and down slightly, but overall holding around this level, 11,400. And that's not a bad level to hold at for a while. Or it could be doing what gold has been doing, which is slowly creep back up again, possibly go above 12,000 and continue higher. Me personally, I think it's the latter of the two. And that's because I think what's going around with the world, with fears of inflation, that's not going to go away anytime soon. The reason why Bitcoin, gold, and even silver has recently started really going up, I think it's because there's a lot of very smart people out there that is trying to prepare themselves in case there's hyperinflation and devaluation. And I do think that fear is not going to go away. Lastly, I want to show you the fear and greed index because this is surprising. The last time I checked, the fear and greed index for Bitcoin was at like 15 or 20. There was extreme fear. There was always fear that something bad was going to happen. But look at it now. It's at 75, which is green. It's greed. And yesterday, it was at extreme greed. So this is a good indication of what people are feeling. Right now, people are feeling good. People are feeling a little greedy because I think they believe Bitcoin is go head higher. We broke through 10,500, which was a really, really hard resistance to break. Bitcoin not only broke through it, it's holding above. Even with this flash crash, guess at what point it stopped at? 10,500. So now Bitcoin is utilizing that hard resistance as a hard support. And now it's looking much better. So I'm surprised by this. And I guess after thinking about it, not so much. But this is also very positive for Bitcoin. So how are you guys feeling about Bitcoin? Do you agree with me? Do you think that Bitcoin is going to head back up and possibly have a great remaining 4 months of the year? Or do you still think that something may happen with Bitcoin and could come back down? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. By the way, you see my Twitter handle on the bottom left-hand corner of this video. Make sure you follow me so you don't miss out on anything that I may be doing in the future. It's my main communication tool, and I like to have a lot of live sessions out of the blue, so make sure you follow me on Twitter. Also, it helps with notifications because sometimes with my live streams, not everyone gets notifications, so make sure you follow me there. Lastly, hit the like and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and stay tuned to my next video, which is going to surprise some of you guys. I actually plan on putting out another video about a really controversial altcoin, and I think it's very positive and you guys will like that. In fact, I'm going to put out that video later today. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.